What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Mr. Power, and I am back with another video. And today we have some interesting news here, some predictable news for most of us. BMF has been canceled by Starz after 4 seasons. I don't know if you guys remember, but a few months ago I did a few videos talking about how Starz had pretty much put out an article with Deadline, talking about their profit loss and how in Q3 they lost well over $40 million, and they blamed a lot of that on the lackluster success of BMF. And after that point I was like, yeah, they're going to cancel this show because the show isn't making them money, it's making them lose money, and it's just not performing, so there's really no need to keep this going. So I want to kind of get into this article and break down these things, read these things, so you guys can see pretty much what they're talking about and what their justification is for canceling the show. So it says BMF has been canceled at Starz, Variety has learned. The crime drama aired for 4 seasons at the premium cable, with season 4 finale airing back in August. The show originally debuted in 2021. So they had a pretty decent run. They did 4 seasons, so I think that's pretty successful. Most TV shows don't get more than a season. Most TV shows get canceled after the pilot season, so for the most part, they were a success, right? It says BMF was one of several shows that Curtis 50 Cent Jackson produced for Starz via G Unit Films and Television. Jackson had previously spoken about multiple BMF spinoffs being in the works, with sources saying those projects remain in development. Now, a lot of people believe that the reason this show got canceled is because of 50. And because of the beef that 50 allegedly had with Big Meech and Lil Meech, because apparently, Big Meech took a picture with Rick Ross, who 50 has been beefing with for a minute now, and you know how 50 Cent is. If you've been following 50 on social media or know anything about 50, is that when he beefs with someone, it's forever, and he takes those beefs very seriously. He takes loyalty in his relationships very seriously. So if you betray him, he's gonna do everything in his power to make you miserable and to ruin your career, and he's doing it right now with canceling these shows. It says BMF told the story of the rise of the Black Mafia family, a notorious street gang that originated in the 1980s. Obviously, the cast, including Demetrius Flannery Jr., the son of Big Meech, and Russell Hornsby, Da Vinci, Nicole Brianna White, and others, right? So, damn, bro. Are people really surprised at this? You know what I mean? I'm not surprised. I'm surprised that they took this long to announce it. Once Starz put out that article that they lost all this money and kind of blame BMF, I feel like they were trying to justify and plant the seeds for a possible cancellation in the future. You know what I mean? That's what these networks do, bro. You got to just peep some of the moves and the statements that they make. They essentially said that the main reason why they lost that 40+ million was because of BMF. Now, do I agree with that? No, I don't think that one show specifically made them lose all of that money, but I would say that the majority of the money that they lost was because of the lack of success of the BMF season, and the viewership wasn't really there where it needed to be. It just became a viral show that people just kind of joked about and talked about negatively and talked down. I was one of those people who said, hey, after the first 2 seasons, the show pretty much went downhill. They really just kept dragging it for whatever reason. The storyline went out the window. The acting has gotten worse. The storytelling, just everything. The people that they're casting all these, popular, well-known celebrities just cause. You know what I mean? So I definitely think that they ran this course. Also, it says that in addition to BMF, 50 is an executive producer on obviously the Power franchise, and they're saying that the writer's room for Power Legacy is now open. So, like I told you guys before, what they're doing with Power Legacy is they want to wait to see how Power Book 4 Season 3 performs and pretty much how the fan base reacts to that season and these characters, so they can decide which characters from Power Book 2 and 4 that they're going to implement in Power Legacy. Now, Power Book 2 Ghosts smashed the ratings for season 4, even though that was probably the worst season of the show. The ratings were really high, the viewership was really high, so they're justified in probably bringing back characters from Ghost outside of Tariq, right? So they'll definitely probably bring back some characters from Power Book 2. Now, Force isn't anywhere near as popular as Ghost, right? But there's a lot of hype around Force this season. They're doing a lot of promo, a lot of, not spoilers, but pretty much spoilers, and throwing out a lot of storylines and crucial moments for this season so far. So they're really trying to push and market Power Book Force as much as possible, so that they can have reason to could even further justify doing this Power Legacy show with some of these characters from Force outside of Tommy. So I mean, Starz seems like all they were doing was really just cutting dead weight. And I've been kind of saying this, like, I just always have felt like Starz should just focus on the Power universe. Like, that's their moneymaker. I'm not saying that they shouldn't do other shows, but if you're going to do other shows, you got to make sure that those shows are airtight, good stories, and shows that you can grow and build to the point where when Power's not on, people will still be invested in those shows. Starz at the point where Power is the only thing that people are really going to tune into. You know what I mean? People tune into BMF, but not because they enjoyed the shows, because there was nothing else on. So I think they should focus on this Power universe, make them shows as best they can, and try to spin off based off those shows and new characters, and just kind of go from there. Like, forget BMF, forget all these other shows outside of like Outlander, forget the P-Valley, like forget these shows, bro. Focus on Power. That's your moneymaker, that's your cash cow, and it'll continue to be your cash cow, moving forward. I mean, Johnny Paylo said it in one of his podcasts. He said, as long as they keep doing this Power shit, people are going to keep watching because they love Power. You know what I mean? As long as you grow and manifest the show into something more than what it already is, and give us different backgrounds and locations, and continue to build different storylines with new characters, people are going to keep watching. So I really feel like this was a good move for Starz. This is a step in the right direction, getting rid of BMF, which was just killing your budget and losing you millions of dollars and the tens of millions of dollars. I like the move, and you guys let me know what you guys think. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe, join the Patreon, follow me on all platforms, and I will catch you guys on the next one.